Hey, folks, what's going on? How am I sounding? What's going on with y'all? Are you ready for another open lines night on Chasing the Truth? We're live over on the Dark Waters Network on the Paranormal Radio app. Also on Chasing the Truth, Shawn G over on YouTube. Then Chasing the Truth on Facebook. Also over on my Twitter page, I'm live. Hey. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. Can you hear me? How's the audio sounding? How's everybody? Let's see. We got Landlocked Viking. Ruth, what's up, buddy? I sent you a link along with your brother over there on Facebook in the chat there. Messenger. I guess that's what you call it. Yeah, that's what you call it. Just talk to. Hey, Paranormal Security, what's going on there, buddy? What is going on? Give me a quick sip of coffee. Dark Woods, buddy. What's going on with you, Shell? Aha. Let me turn this audio down. Hopefully, we're all sounding pretty good across the board. James, what's up, buddy? Oh, you're at work till 10. Okay. I just talked to Vault just a minute ago. Probably about 15, 20 minutes ago, give or take. A couple of the cameras are down, and he's very aware of it. And actually, one of the cameras, something jerked the wires into. Cat 5 or Cat 7. I think he's got Cat 7 running out to the one in the middle path or 2 path, I believe. But anyway, he's very aware of it, and he's unable to get out there to work on the problem at hand. So just to let you know, if you are, holy cow, even looks like, gee whiz, what's up with that? Yeah, the only camera that is watchable right now is actually the original one, the Vault 1 camera. 2 path actually has fogged over since the last time I looked at it a few months ago. Dog pen and the other one in the center is all down by now. Wow. Woohoo! D-Worm, what's up? Bass Mayhem, what's up, brother? What is up? Sent you, Bass, along with Truth and Vault, a link to get into the chat if you want, or a link to get into the show if you want to. If you want to, folks, that's ifin you're wanting to be a part of the show, you can always call in 931-994-6917. Let me scroll that thing at the bottom of the page there. But holy cow, thanks to all the truckers out there across the world, across Canada and the United States. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be able to eat, drink, breathe, or whatever. You are the heart and blood of this nation, of this world. Midnight Howler, what's up? What is up? Let's see. All right. Let me get a couple of things going on here. Primal Cry. Wendy, what's up? Hey, if you have not subscribed to Wendy's, Wendy Wilson. Hold on a second, Wendy. Let me get into the chat here, and I'll be able to make you able to do. I'll just make you a mod. That's it. Make you a mod. Give me just a second and get this mod thing up. So you can post your own links or whatever you want to do there, Wendy, if you don't mind.
This in Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
I don't want to hear that.
Meeting where Darth Vader tells.
Ooh, hello. Hope that doesn't get copyrighted, but hell, I don't care. They ain't giving me anything anyway. Let's see. Let me go and get library. So, oh, come on, buddy. where are we at now? No, I don't want to go to. Oh, got it. I don't want to go to incognito. I want to do chat. Channel. Ah, here we go. Where are you? Let's see. Wendy Wilson. There we go. Add as moderator. Okay, Wendy, you should be as moderator now. There you go. So you can post your link to your own shows or wherever you want to, across Facebook, whatever links you want to drop, Wendy, you're more than welcome. But hey, Shock, what's up? And yeah, holy cow. I dropped a couple of pictures and a video of what's going on in my house. Hope you guys seen it. I don't think I can. No, I better not do that. Well, Wendy, I'm glad that, well, hell, you've been around me for what now? A couple years easy. I don't know why in the hell I haven't given you a mod wrench, but there you go. I appreciate you. Appreciate you greatly. Absolutely. But if you want to be a part of the show, well, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and just drop a link into the chat here. If you want to dial in, you don't have to have anything other than the phone to dial in, 931-994-6917. If you're over on Facebook, or, well, you might be able to see it on Facebook, or click. If you're over on Twitter, you may not be able to do that. But if you run over to YouTube, Chasing the True Shawn G, we'll have a way to get on there. All you have to do is just follow the cues. All you have to have is a microphone. You don't have to show your face or anything. Microphone will work. Just turn your audio off on your YouTube if you decide to join in. Holy cow. Did you see? I don't know if I've got the climate. There was a climate emergency that they're talking about making you quarantine yourself for frickin' climate emergencies now. I don't know why in the hell they're doing that. I think we're all sick of it, but oh well, it is. Hey Keith, what's going on, brother? How's your daddy? How's Jimmy doing there? Michelle, what's up? And yeah, there you go. This Friday, just got off a text message with my co-host for Southern Supernatural. She's ready and feeling up to it that we're going to do this Friday. I have not set out, haven't scheduled the show yet, but it will be. Jimmy's grand. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. But this Friday, I think we're going to do it 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. I have the first inaugural Southern Supernatural show with Tina Bice, and we're going to be going over a few things. I can't drop I'm not going to drop any kind of videos or anything because I think that's what we're going to do over there on that show Friday. Lots of snow is what is up, Shell. Well, actually, I'm under a flash flood watch until through Friday, and then Friday evening, or no, not Friday evening. Wee hours of Friday morning, I'm going to have snow. Hey, May Reed, I hope I got that name correct. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting her on here. They're a Midnight Howler. She's going to definitely have an interesting twist on everything. Tina Bice is a medium, psychic. She's worked to clear houses and worked to help people with a whole lot of troubles. Had some exorcism work with some priests, so that's going to be interesting. And then we're going to have some interesting pictures from down in Georgia. Oh, yeah. some haunted houses down there in Savannah, Georgia. We're going to have some of that Friday. All kinds of crazy stuff, but you never know what you're going to get when you come over to my channel. But there you go. So, what's up with you guys? Anything interesting? Anybody seen a UFO lately? Anybody seen a ghost, Bigfoot, Dogman? It's been a little cold and snowy, but I don't think they really pay attention either way, shape, form, or fashion if it's snowing or raining or whatever outside. What you guys drinking tonight? I got meaty. No, actually, that's dark roast. Dark roast Folgers, actually. Oh, Michelle's got a problem with her doxy. Well, that's just the way it is. Shop Friday sounds good. Show sounds pretty good. Yeah, I've been waiting for this show for well over. I think we started planning this last month. Something like that. Unfortunately, the co-host Tina got the old Big C, the Colt 45, got positive for that, and she's made it through like a champ. Had a couple of down days, but I think she's pretty well on the mend. But drinking a lot of water. Yeah, you got to watch out for those pups. They like to do all kinds of stuff, marks the territory and whatnot. Yep, Michelle probably has a UTI. Never know. But holy cow. Well, let's go over here and look at what's happening over on video link. Unfortunately, well, it's raining over there. Let's get this thing, share the screen. No, I don't want to do that. I want to share screen, not make the screen larger. There you go. And I'll show you exactly what's going on with this thing. All right. So, unfortunately, the two cameras, dog pen and then the center camera, are out. Vault's aware of that. I talked to him earlier about, probably 30, 45 minutes ago. And he's going to go on after my show sometime. He said something about 10 o'clock or something like that, 10 o'clock Central Time. So, but, we run on radio or run on his time. So who knows what Vault's time is when he's going to go live. But there you go. The only camera that actually is fairly, there's two functional, two path, and then the original Vault 1 camera. Looks like two path got foggy since the last time I looked at it about a half hour ago when I was talking to Vault about the two cameras that were out. There you go. Hey, GNA, what's going on? Oh, I did a hour interview with Midnight Mountains podcast, Laura over there. Had fun talking to her and telling her all kinds of crazy stories and whatnot. So be on the lookout for Midnight Mountains podcast with Laura. She's been in the chat. She may be in the chat tonight. I don't know. If you are, say how to do there, Laura. But let's see. Let's go over here and open this thing up. The only one I've got available right now to actually look at is this one, the original Vault 1 camera. But I think Vault's going to run out there tomorrow and take a look-see at this. But there you go. Looks like it's raining, sprinkling, or some fog's running in. That looks like fog. The what looks like snow, that's actually fog or misty rain, one of the two. There you go. Red, what's up? Oh yeah, hold on a second, Red. Red sent me an article. Let's see. Go back here and let me see if I can pull it. I don't want to pull it up here because of reasons. Pull it up. Other thingy Bobby right here. And then we'll run over here and talk about this. Curtis J, what's up? Doctor Who? Let's see who else is in here. We got Bass, Keith, and each other. Wendy, Shock. Yeah, I think I've said hello so far to everybody. But anyway, I'm going to share with you an article that Red sent me, an email. If you want to reach out to me through email, ShawnG@IamDarkWaters.com. And if you want to see some pictures or videos or whatever, just make sure it's not copywritten or give me full disclosure that I can use it on air. So the YouTube and other platform gods will be happy with us. You see a figure in between the well, shit. Now I've got to go back over and look at that. Hold on just a second. Gee whiz. All right, let's get this back open. Wendy says she sees a figure. All right, between the pillars. Well, let's get this thing up and running. There you are. The figure in between the pillars. Okay. We're talking this right here. These two fellows right there. There you go. Awesome. Let's see if I can get the audio up. I don't know if I can share the audio, but we'll try that. Wait. I can actually do that. I can do that right here, right now. Turn this on. There we go. That's the fun of actually having a Mac that you can share the audio out pretty easy. You got the right program stuff, but there you go. All right, let's see. What does Wendy say? There's a face and a black figure. I just did not. Rio Link's been a little touchy lately. I can't get if this is not the main window I'm messing with the Rio Link. It wants to stop all video whatsoever with it. I've got to try a little bit here and try a little bit there to try to finesse this to where I can participate in chat. Yeah. If you want, Quenisha, what's up? Quenisha, did I give you a wrench or not? Where is Quenisha? Can't see it unless I pull up. Yeah, I did. I did give you a wrench. Oh, there you go. Fantastic. I can't see a figure in there, Wendy, but if you made a snapshot of it, or send me a something an email, and I'll try to pop it up and see what you're talking about. Again, if you do see anything on this free preview of Dogman Cams, go to dogmancams.com, and that's where you're going to get this. Unfortunately, you ran out of time on the January low rate. Now I think it's up to whatever it is now. I don't know. He backed up. It's not there anymore. Okay. There you go. He backed up, unfortunately. And if you are a Dogman Cams subscriber, Vault is aware of the two bad channels, and this 2-path was actually clear right before I started the show. So I don't know what happened with that, and he can't figure that out either, why that gets foggy. Other than it looks like maybe the weather's affecting it. I don't know. Hard to tell with that. Hard to tell. But maybe it, in a sense, it sounds weird, but it's sort of like Red said right here. Let me get this. Like maybe they sense it sounds weird, but yeah. Well, I've talked to a few people that say that these things have some psychic abilities. More than a handful of people say that they can communicate telepathically with these things. Let's see. All right. Well, that right there, for whatever reason, I got to keep this window open. Anytime I mess with anything other than the Rio Link app, it wants to shut it all off and freeze everything. Jean Paul, what's up? Feng Shui for guns is still a thing. Is a thing. Okay. I saw a full auto Desert Eagle 50 cal that shot 7 rounds just like that. And I was like, why in the hell would you want something like that? That's like holding on to a fire hose, regulation size fire hose, with it on full stream. But there you go. Post on Facebook was a killer. Okay, I'll have to go over there to Facebook. I can hear some road noise in the background. I can get over here. That's weird. It's supposed to be cold. But I can hear frogs. Oh, well, there you go. Well, anyway, let's stop sharing this and then share the article that Red Raider was kind enough to send me. We had a short discussion about what was in our article. Why in the hell is that same block page? Okay. Really? Seriously? Yeah, ad blocker. Well, son of a gun. I can't get that daggum thing up. Well, holy cow. Can't do it without an ad blocker. I'm not going to turn my ad blocker off just to read a thing. Hold on a second. I might be able to do something with that. Son of a biscuit eater. Technical difficulties, folks. Apologize. There you go. And there you are. Let's see if I can do it this way. Alrighty, Rooney. Let's see if I can do it this way. Yeah. Cancel. Copy. You want to be a part of the show, 931-994-6917. You can call in. All you have to have is a phone and the ability to use it to call in and talk to me. If you got any kind of say howdy to me or hey, I don't like you, or if you're ordering a pizza, today's special. Buy one and pay for it like you're paying for 3 pizzas at once. If you want that special, call in 994-6917. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Hey, Josh, are you still out there? You can call in yourself. Josh Runyon with Paranormal Security. 9886-931-994-6917. I dropped a link to StreamYard to get in here. If you want to be a part of it that way, you certainly can. But let me see if I can share that article now. Let's see. Pop this open. Window. This might do it. Aha! Bingo, baby. Who says I'm not halfway smart? All right. Archaeologists discover missing link in human evolution in Israel. And Red and I had a short discussion in the email about what have they not told us? What are they keeping from us with links from ancient creatures? More than one species of humanoid ancestry is out of South Africa, or wherever it is that science says that we came from. Well, hold on just a second. Yeah, don't forget to hit those likes there. More likes you get, or if you don't like it, hit those thumbs down. YouTube loves that interaction. But it says, among other things, one bone proves that the first time that there were multiple exits of the archaic humans from Africa at 1.5 million years ago. And the bone is the second oldest hominin fossil to be found in Africa. All those dates 1.8 million years ago were found in Dempsey, Georgia. So maybe more than one ancestor, or more ancestors than are letting known this as well. Why in the hell not? Get the gray areas more gray with the links between ape and man. But I'm not a big fan of the ape theory, but there you go. And Red says, yeah, I don't think we came from monkeys, but this could be evolutionary link for Bigfoot. Absolutely, or Dogman, or whatever blending of the species is. You got all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on there. This is from thehearts.com. I actually do read this occasionally. It's not, I think it's actually on my RSS link feed. But Barry Browning, what's up, brother? When are you and the vault going to go out and do your roundabout? The Dogman tour kind of deal. But Vault said he may call in tonight. He may join the show a little later. I sent him an email with the link in there. But there you go. Let's see. James says, Red, I agree, because couldn't the mean monkey would be evolved into us and not be able to be here. Well, all I can tell you is if you believe science, the mainstream, whatever belief system is trying to give us 100% proof that, hey, we only came from one line or whatever, if God, that's if you believe that in science itself. I'm not a big, some of the science I believe in, some of it I absolutely believe it is freaking faulted. Actually, the weakest of men, with greed, power hungry people can control what we think is true science. Unfortunately, that's just it. I've seen a whole lot of stuff happen where science has faltered. Medically, definitely, no doubt about it. The medical system is definitely driven by the power of the buck. And if you believe otherwise, I'm sorry, but I do not agree with you. But that's that's for me looking at, for the folks that are the frontline healthcare workers, absolutely believe in them 1000% without a doubt. But well, there you go, Darkwoods. Yeah, the frontline workers, I have the ultimate confidence in because they're there mostly. Obviously you can all henpick that crap and say there's a few out there that have intent for other things other than helping their fellow neighbor out. But the ones that are above them, CFO, CEOs, managers, and districts and stuff like that. I know a handful of people within that realm locally. Well, actually, probably throughout the United States. I know a handful that actually have good intent. Rest of them, not so much. But I know some great people from healthcare. Great people. And I also know a whole lot of not so great people. Oh, yeah, baby. So are you going to call in 931-994-6917? Or let's see. Did I think, hold on just a second. Let me see if I can find. I dropped a link somewhere to get a hold of my Skype here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's where I was looking for. Talking about climate emergencies here. Let's see if we can get this thing out and running. There are new lockdowns possibly coming according to the Hill. Let's see if we can get this thing going and make sure that is there you go. If you're not up, if you don't like all these lockdowns and stuff that we're getting through this corona stuff, let me show you something. And this is if it pops up in mainstream media, usually it's been discussed elsewhere. And it's sad to say. Bonita, what's going on? Good evening. Hear this out. Coming soon, climate lockdown for climate emergencies. And just to let you know, this is the next biggest thing. Apparently, they're whatever scenario that they're trying to feed us with this current corona beer thing, this beer bong, this big old whatever it is, Coke 45 stuff is kind of failing. Yeah, but anyway, there you go. Let me pull this up and find something here. Soon climate lockdown. Past 2 years have been a checklist for the worst impulses for government and public sentiment, which the Colt 45 allowed for supposedly temporary measures, which started out with a 2 weeks to flatten a curve. Now we're into 2 years and take another Kool-Aid. Well, not another Kool-Aid. I think we're on the third or fourth round. And I think the CDC actually wound up approving of some Kool-Aid vendor with 5 and below. So there's no limit to age right now with one of the vendors according to CDC for this Kool-Aid stuff. But anyway, looks like they're thinking about. Let me get rid of that little fellow right there. But there you are. Looks like they're looking to help protect us from the climate, or protect us from the climate, or however the hell you want to look at it. We're protecting the earth from us, and they're going to put us in lockdown. However it is that make us want to be in a climate emergency. They're going to help us out. So, there you are. Don, what's up? What is going on? Huckleberry. Where is Huckleberry? Peta Ann, what's up with you? I ain't seen you in a while. Let's see. Who else is in here? I'm your Huckleberry. They're formerly Charles Hamill. How are you all? Hey there, Charles. So why did you pick that? I'm your Huckleberry, Charles. That's an interesting thing there. Laura Elizabeth, thank you again, Laura, for being inviting me to be on your show. Midnight in the Mountains. I don't know when that's going to be out for her podcast with me. I had fun telling her some. I was all over the map with creepy stuff, with true creepy stuff, from a little bit about what I saw in hospitals, shadow figures, what I thought about demons, and all kinds of other crazy stuff. But Laura, I appreciate it. Yep, climate lockdown. That's the next biggest thing when this Colt 45 stuff, this government cooties, as Walt likes to refer to it, when that scenario kind of falls to the wayside, says, hey, we're not, you can't give too many Kool-Aid things out. Nobody wants to take it anymore. I think it's already saturated with the people that's going to take the Kool-Aid versus the ones that are not going to take the Kool-Aid. I think that that market has already been saturated. Everybody's going to take it. Already took it. The ones not going to take it ain't going to take it. And I think they figured that out. And the people that are, out there using face diapers religiously, the climate cooties. Yeah, there you go. Climate cooties. If I see it, it's so comical. I look and, how many people do I see driving down the highway? And I only get out about once every 2 weeks out of this old house. But anyway, it's comical to me seeing people drive on the highway with a face stopper on and nobody's in the freaking vehicle with them on the highway. What the hell are they doing? I don't know. Loving my skull cap. I found this whole thing. I was doing some laundry and I was actually looking back behind a clean hamper. I found it and I was like, I ain't wore that in a while. Why not? There you go. Now, people will think, well, Shawn's just hiding his toupee or whatever. Nah, I ain't holding my toupee. Shawn said that at the same time. I did. What did I say? mm. Ours long wearing mask. Yep. Sure did. Absolutely. We're on the same wavelength. Looks like there, Laura. But I just don't. I don't get why people. What are they? Especially in the car in your own personal car. Which I can understand if you're picking up hitchhikers or something like that, and you still believe in the scenario that a 5 cent piece of textile fabric is going to protect you from anything and everything. These free N95 masks that the government's giving out, I hate to tell you this, but when I used it in healthcare situations, I had to go through a fit test, and I certainly couldn't be wearing this little goatee just because it would break the seal. That being said, they're feeding you a bunch of fluff with these masks. It may be free, but might as well just why don't you just wear a cheesecloth over your face? That's about as good as anything else. But there you go. I'm getting off my soapbox by now. Tony, the one man band. What's going on, brother? I'm surprised I'm not getting flagged on a few places. If let's see, I'm on Facebook Live, I'm over on Twitter Live, and I'm over on the Paranormal Radio app over in Dark Waters channel over there live. So right now, I'm not getting any errors and saying, "Hey, you have been cast aside." The overlords have found that you have been talking about the wrong Kool-Aid tonight. But, hey, it is what it is. Wolf King, what's up? The Wolf King. 931-994-6917. And Susan Compton, you're so right. I ain't wearing one, period. Well, I honestly, in the last 2 years, I've only wore a mask 3 times. Well, 3 times if you do German 3. Only wore it 3 times. And the last time I wore it, I looked at the sign and I said, "Why in the hell did I put it on?" It was like saying, "Hey, you done, dummy." The way it was worded was, "If you want to, you can. If you don't, you won't." And I was going into a place where, well, anyway, I could have not put it on one way or other, and I could have just been down to 2 in the last 2 years. And it was at the request at a local store that you had to wear one to get in. So that's what I did. Now, if you ask me to put it on to do some business with you, I don't have any problems whatsoever. If that's what makes you feel froggy, fine dandy, but you're not going to catch me getting out. I'd rather hug somebody with the cooties and take a big old drink after them if they are positive for it, then wear one of those things for your own personal safety. If I need to get it, I probably have already gotten it by now. Actually, I went through about 2 years ago. If you've been following me, been around with me for about 2 years, about 2019, for about 2 months, I was deathly sick. Oh my God. Right there at the first in January into February. There you go. Have you ever seen the movie Tombstone? Well, Doc Holliday was my favorite character. Yep, I loved Tombstone. Here's a little known fact. If you want to, my ex-wife and I, the first movie she and I back then saw was Tombstone in the theaters. Whenever that was out and about, I saw that back in the day. But she and I have departed ways a long time ago. It's been a couple decades. She and I were married. So, other than that, yeah, there you go. A little bit of trivia for you and I. Well, there's old chaos. All right. Well, if you want to be a part of the show, I'm going to drop a link in the chat over there on YouTube, Chasing Truth Shawn G. If you're on other platforms, and run over to YouTube and you can pick this link up. I'm not exactly sure you can pick it up on Facebook. You might be able to. You might be able to over on Twitter. I don't know how StreamYard does all this stuff, but I definitely know that you can pick it up over here on Facebook. Or not Facebook. Shit. All you have to do is make sure, if you do hit that StreamYard link, make sure that the YouTube's audio is off in the background, because that gets kind of crazy. But yeah, there you go. Chaos. Let's see. Let me go over here and look and see if I can find. All right. Well, anyway, let's do this. I actually posted a short video, which the weird thing is I get more views on a live stream than posting any kind of videos whatsoever. I don't know why, but let me do this. I showed something while I was live on air, probably summer of last year. Dim Lady, what's up? What's up? Appreciate you. Callie83. Let me show you something. You may have or may not have seen this. If you are one of those people that actually does look at my what I do post, let me show you. Whatever this thing is right here, sticking its head out of my doorway. Well, actually, where I'm located right now, this room right here is where I'm located right now. But during the summer of last year, I was in my dining room, actually, in my little old wheelchair, doing a live stream. Whatever the hell this was over here, I don't know. What do you guys think that is? What does it look like? Is it just crazy me doing pareidolia? Which it can't be pareidolia because it's on that little short video I posted. Damn thing is there looking around. What do you think that thing is? And actually, Friday with my new show, I'll be going over this with Tina Bice and talking at great, not great lengths, but we'll dip our toes into whatever's looking around in that in this bedroom right here, where I am right now. Got this green screen set up behind me in the corner, and kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. It's peeking out the doorway. Yeah, it certainly is. I have seen so many things. Actually, Laura and I talked a little bit about what was going on in here. And tomorrow, actually, the video, I think I sent the video to, let's see, who? Lord have mercy. If he pops up in the chat, I will definitely look in, or remember, I had it on the tip of my tongue. I'll sidebar this for just a second until I bring him back in my head. But Gypsy Road, that's it, Gypsy Road. He's going to be showing a couple of my pictures that I have caught either outside of my house or inside of my house. And I think I sent him the short video as well. Gypsy Road on his YouTube is going to be showing that tomorrow sometime, whenever he does that. Dogman Watcher, what is up? I'm snowed in, and I'm here More coming tonight. Yeah, I have seen that there's a whole lot of snow coming. The wild thing is, I'm under a flash flood watch here on the borders of Kentucky, Virginia. And then Friday, got a weather winter advisory. Early Friday night, 1 a.m. I think is when it starts and goes to 7 p.m. Friday day. Well, there you go. Icing. Holy cow. All kinds of crazy stuff. That rascal. But yeah, we'll get into some stuff. And then Friday on Supernatural, Southern Supernatural, I'll try to pick a litter of the photographs and video stuff that I have captured over the last few years in this house and show you guys. Actually, why not? Why not? Let's hold on just a second. Let me do some quick turn everything off. CC Curious Cat 1920. What's up with you? So let me get something going on here. All right. Well, let's go upstairs where I have had a few things go on in my house. Upstairs. Well, let's see. Let's see. Actually caught a. Oh shit! What the hell was that? All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you my dining room. Actually, don't. The weird thing is, don't spite me or give me some nasty comments about what I keep on my dining room table. But it's my dining room table, and it's not. It's a little cluttered, but it's all right. What I just saw was something in the corner over here. Dark shadow. There you go. Yeah, you can see it. I actually talked to Vault, Dim Lady. Is planning on going on after my show, and he may be on this show, but he had a few things that he was doing, feeding his face and some other things. But hey, y'all like Art Bell? Art Bell, buddy, I have been a fan of Art Bell's for well over a decade. Wolf King, if you like Art Bell, you have come to the right place. Call in 931-994-6917. Unscreened open lines are up and ready. If you want to call in, I'm ready to hear from you. If you got a story, you just want to say, hey, howdy. If you like my last show Saturday night, somebody was complaining about a pizza delivery that didn't make it. What the hell's bells? But there you go. A pizza delivery. I'm gonna do his Art Bell voice. Well, I've never been able to copy his voice. The only thing I have done halfway decent is take a phone call from folks that have a lot of truths to share. So, but for what I saw was over here, something was moving, and you can actually see the. Well, was that? Well, it may not have been. Might have been my monitor. But there you go. There you go. That is my dining room. Got some junk over here in the corner, but yeah. Hey, it is what it is with sure, stop screen share. But there. Wolf King enjoying posting art shows. Art Bell is definitely one of those people. There are plenty of sites where they've got all of Art Bell shows running 24/7, or you can go and find a repository. And there's a few repositories out there you can get to. Art Bell, definitely. Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely this old house is lived in. Get one dude with one leg in a wheelchair, and this is what happens. But yeah. All right, let's go upstairs and see what's going on up on the top of my stairs. Which, for the folks that have been listening to me in the past little bit, actually, that's pretty loud. Okay. That's cool. I can do that. God, I didn't dim the light on my downstairs one. But definitely one of those things. Upstairs camera coming right up and show you one of the things that I have told stories over. And I think I may have not told this to you, Laura. There's also the Ultimate Art Bell on TuneIn. If you go over there, and there's a couple other Dreamland Radio on TuneIn is another 24/7 recast of Art Bell shows. So there's all kinds of them. All kinds of them. And then U7 Radio is another one. And I think you can get that through. I'll go to u7radio.org is another simulcast that just keeps going coast to coast. Coast to coast is a good one. But yeah, this is my upstairs. And here is a junk room upstairs and a little bathroom back here. This used to be like a little setting room, but now it's got air conditioning and some other junk up there. And this is my walker. Once I boot scoot up here, I use the walker to get around upstairs to do whatever. But this is my upstairs. And right here, top of the stairs, is where I saw that little 5'0" nothing lady dressed in period 1800 clothing, looking down at me. Right here at the bottom of the stairs, you can't even see it, but there is a little light switch right there. And I looked up here, and this is where that little lady was that night, looking down at me. Probably not. Well, yeah, it was 1990 something, 95, 96, something like that. Way back when. Also have videos of the dog. That's cool. Oh, I did? Well, that's cool, Laura. Well, anyway, there's your visual to see where I saw that little old lady looking down at me. And seeing all kinds of crazy stuff. There was a hand on this rail. I've got a picture of that, which, excuse me. I'm going to have to show that next Friday with Supernatural, Southern Supernatural. I'll show that. There's a hand that was on here, and you can actually see the sleeve, and it kind of missed off into nothingness. But there was, it looked like a lady's hand on that rail. Holy cow. There you go. And right there was, I actually heard that car go by just now that just showed up the light in the window, far window there. Ah, there you go. For the folks that wanted a little context to the story I told about the old lady upstairs. Well, it wasn't an old lady. I would say she was probably in her 40s. If not. Art is awesome for sleep. Yeah, art is awesome for sleep. But paranormal and sleep paralysis state. Sleep paralysis is one of those things that I actually studied as a medical guy. I ran sleep labs, did sleep studies for 15 years, give or take. And sleep paralysis was one of these things that I studied, and I actually did see sleep paralysis, experienced it myself, not just watching other people with a bunch of 40-some wires hooked up to people. But sleep paralysis is a spooky thing. And sleepwalking, somnambulism, hypnagogic hallucinations, the whole gambit of all those fancy $30 words I have seen. I've seen some rare stuff in sleep labs. Even a lady that only slept about 3 or 4 hours a week because she had a DNA. Something was wrong with her DNA. I can't remember. One of her strands of DNA didn't have a particular protein, and the only thing is that protein caused you to sleep, and she would just sleep only 3 or 4 hours a week. And why I did a sleep study to watch somebody stay awake all night long, I don't know, but apparently there was a doctor out there that wanted a sleep study, watch somebody stay awake. But there you go. Don't know. Sleep paralysis, in your opinion, or let's see. So, sleep paralysis is, in your opinion, more based on something scientific or more in the paranormal? Uh, well, science and what is actually in the world are two different things. Science is just a best guesstimate. Can I say that? Best guesstimate. Yeah, best guesstimate. Science to me can be bought and sold like anything on the market, and that's my thing. But sleep paralysis, dreams. That's one reason I got into doing sleep studies professionally in the medical field was to see why people dream. All right, hold on just a second. We got a unscreened caller calling in. All right, unscreened caller, you're live on the air. What's your name and where are you from?
Mark, near Shelbyville, Kentucky.
Shelby, I know exactly where that place is. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, not too far from you. We don't have a flash flood warning, but we're definitely going to be getting some ice dumped on us, I believe, tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm under a flash flood watch tonight. So, yeah.
Well, you were talking about, or someone had asked about science or paranormal, and I'm kind of with you as far as, you know, we use the method to try to understand as best we can, but we're studying something that is based in, it's a phenomena of what we call the paranormal. So they mix up. But from a completely, scientific point of view, I'm sure you know this, that when we sleep, there's a chemical that's released that paralyzes our bodies, everything except our eyes. And that prevents us from moving around in dreams and, basically hurting ourselves.
Yeah.
And when we go through the proper stages before we wake up, we're unparalyzed and we wake up normally and we never even know it. But every once in a while, the stages get a little wonky and we become conscious before that paralysis wears off, and then we're stuck conscious, not able to move. So that would be, I'm sure you already knew that. That's from purely physical, looking at it point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But if you understand that sleep is kind of our little glimpse past this illusion we're in, that process, I believe, does allow you to have experiences that would be considered paranormal. So, think that's a good answer?
Yeah, I think with sleep, with dreams, I think is our. I can honestly tell you, I've talked to a bunch of parapsychologists, psychologists about why we dream, and read a ton of studies medically about why we dream, and there's no consensus on what they think why we dream. It's all over the map. So, your guess is just as good as anybody else out there. They can't really, that's one thing that doctoral thesis papers are written about is sleep, because they can,
Right.
they can bullshit as much as they want to. And other than citing a couple papers here and there in the bottom of the page, that's all they can do. That's the best guess.
Right.
That's where they get the best guess from. But I honestly, I do think that we touch the other side, the ethereal kind of, the webbing between here and there kind of falls away, and we're able to transcend from one spot to the other, move from one spot to the other.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's. I think it's a trap to have the either or kind of way of looking at things. Like, we can kind of pretty confidently that while we sleep, there are certain processes of the memories being formulated. They go from I actually have a background in psychology, so you have the acetylcholine to the hippocampus for your day to day and short term, and then while you sleep, those memories kind of get placed and processed. But that doesn't negate the fact that, when the veil is lifted, basically, when you're not as restricted as we are when we're awake, we have experiences that would be. I mean, I dream what's going to happen all the time, precognitive dreams. Sometimes to the point where I'm in a situation where oh no, I can't take this path because I know exactly where this is going to lead, and I can avoid it.
Yeah, I've read studies that say that we try to go over what we may in subconscious think that we might be going through, kind of work those out and in our heads.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Yep.
read a bunch of studies like that, and I can see where that possibly could be that. But how many stages of sleep do you think? Do we dream in one stage or all stages of sleep?
Well, I mean, I believe the REM is the only one that we would be.
No, actually, it's all stages of sleep. We can,
Really?
Yep, absolutely. I've seen sleep talking in every stage of sleep, including REM.
Oh, cool. There's a cool study where I can't remember his name, but he was seeking out to prove lucid dreaming. And the way he did that was he had a study partner whose job was essentially to monitor his eyes. And they came up with a code that he would give, with the movement of his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he was in his dream state, I don't know what tool he used. Actually, I called him before we were talking about this. I remember what the word's called now. It's called totem. That's what you use to kind of determine whether you're dreaming.
Oh,
so
okay.
Obviously,
yeah. I know what you're talking. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't know what totem he was using, but he determined he was dreaming. And then in his dream, he might have been sitting in a fair or a ocean. Who knows what his dream was? But he went ahead and started moving his eyes with the pattern in the dream. And of course, since that's the one thing that doesn't get paralyzed, the researcher was able to see the recognizable pattern with his eyes and his REM movement.
That's interesting. REM itself is. I can get into the technical technical terms that they use to explain why our eyes go back and forth. And actually, in REM, it's kind of wild. You look at your eyes and it goes back and forth, and your right eye follows the left eye, and glove in hand and glove. But while you're asleep, those eyes go all over the place. One will be shot up toward the roof, and the other one will be looking down at the bottom of the bed. It's just wild to sit there and look at it, and it's crazy to think that, and to think can I do that? No, not unless you have something muscular wrong with your eyes or some sort of neurological problem with your eyes controlling your eyes. But when you fall asleep, your eyes are all over the place. It's like Google eyes.
Yeah, again, it's the either or thing. Maybe there are stages where our eyes do that, and then when we're having a dream, and especially cognitive of it, we are able to control that. Well, obviously we are, because the guy did it. If you want, I can email you that study.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. It's been a while since I actually read anything about sleep, technically, but I used to. That's one of the things that I did for fun, was read about sleep studies and why we sleep and what happens in sleep. I guess I picked the right field.
Actually, I actually I had a problem with sleep apnea. And I have a CPAP now, but there was a while there where I was in the dream state constantly. Like as soon as I laid down, I was having a dream, to the point to where I was having just tons of lucid dreams. I was pretty much our night was lucid dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Now the reason is probably because I was constantly on the verge of wake and sleep from the sleep apnea. But I got to where I kind of really enjoyed, my adventures at night. Then I got the CPAP, and now I just lay down, go to sleep, wake up in the morning. I mean, every once in a while, I'll have something where I'm able to remember a dream well enough and hopefully have a lucid, but it's pretty much just sound sleep now.
Well, sleep apnea was bread and butter to me. That's what paid the bills in the sleep lab, was getting people on CPAP machines. But one of the alternative things that I actually sat through a couple of talks with, I think there was a Dr. Bird that did the very first pneumatic ventilator called the Bird ventilator. I saw him give him a talk. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but he was talking about they were going to do a medical procedure, and that was FDA was looking at it, and this was 10 years ago, give or take, that they would go in the base of your tongue, in the back of your throat, implant a fish hook, like a 3-pronged fish hook device in the base of your tongue, and dial your tongue forward to allow just a half a centimeter clearance more. so your tongue doesn't fall back. And I can see that to a certain extent because about 1/3 of all sleep apnea patients suffer from their tongue falling in the back of the throat. The other 2/3 is either your soft palate or as part of your nose caves in, or the epiglottis will fall over. And I can see that itself, would help some to a certain extent, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure mine's weight related. After I allowed my wife to pack a few pounds on me is when mine started. So I've kind of started the keto, so I'm hoping it'll just go away on its own.
Oh, hopefully it is. Weight's not always a factor, but it is one of the major factors. Actually, the worst ones I've ever seen with sleep apnea were the ones that were underweight, and it was all anatomical. That's how they were, obstructive sleep apnea is what I'm talking about, not the central, but the obstructive. There's really thin, underweight individuals, and just anatomically, they were, I don't know what was going on with them. I think a couple of them actually had surgery, and I don't see how in the world people would be talked in. Hey, I'm going to give you a surgery that has a 30 to 40% chance of helping, and a little bit, not totally, but a little bit. But you have to go through 3 or 4 months of not being able to hold a drop of water in your mouth because you literally, they carve away anything and everything from the tip of your tongue all the way back in the back of your throat down to the epiglottis away.
Would the machines not be helpful for these folks?
They would, but when it's such an anatomically perverse thing where, just literally their airway was made, it's not a weight problem. They can't lose any weight because they're underweight. I've had sleep apnea patients that, with this particular problem I just talked about, max out these CPAP machines. Now the last time I looked at them, they went up to 30 centimeters of water pressure was the highest thing. I think some of them go up to 40 or whatever, but I'm not exactly sure you could get somebody on something like that 24, every night on 30 centimeters of water pressure. That'd be almost like sticking your head out of a car window going 60 miles an hour down the road with that kind of pressure behind it. But sometimes it takes surgery plus CPAP on top of it to negate the anatomical problems with their sleep. Is this one of those things?
All right.
But let me ask you about dreams. I myself, as one of the reasons I got into medically studying sleep, was dreams itself. As a kid, I had a very, very robust dream life where I grew up with a companion that was female. When I was 5, this person was 5, and age progression, was likewise. And it got to the point I can remember in my young adult life that I thought, am I actually living a life in my dream state and actually coming out in the real world and living this life? Well, I was like, oh, I'm living 2 separate lives. Have you ever heard anything like that?
I've heard that story from you. I told you I had it's not anywhere near as dramatic, but I've had, for a while I was having recurring dreams where I had this old girlfriend that I couldn't quite understand why we lost contact and need to go ahead and get in contact with her again. And then I wake up and that girl never existed. But now nothing as dramatic as yours, where you actually have someone growing up with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, the only thing is I haven't had that dream in the past 6+ years because of my near-death experience. That's the only thing I can think of. Whatever that was caused me not to dream of that person anymore. But hey,
well, the things they don't work the way we think they do. When people with head injuries a lot of times wake up and they all of a sudden can speak fluent Chinese or play the piano, and there's no explanation for it, so it just gets tucked away as a side note. But it's just anytime you have I look at our brains as a regulator, kind of a governor to allow us to have the human experience that we need to grow spiritually. And it's, it inhibits us from touching and seeing, other things. But when that gets disrupted, all kinds of odd things can happen.
Well, I don't think of science or medical science or whatever you want, how you want to use a term, can explain totally with 100% certainty what happens in real life. And I think it's almost impossible. And unfortunately, I got exposed to what medical science can be bastardized into admitting or withholding. I've seen some stuff being withheld just because somebody that's sitting on the board of whatever medical college or wherever it needed to be go through as one of the tick marks to let them go, own certain stock to say, well, I don't want this particular piece of equipment out because I own stock in this other equipment. If this equipment that I'm about ready to rubber stamp to get through gets on the market, my retirement's gone. And unfortunately, that is the absolute God honest truth, and I can only see that.
I've been done with the medical industry for many, many years.
Oh yeah. Well, I can honestly say that if I can see that in the medical field, I can honestly say that is copied and pasted in just about any other science out there that has to ask for money to help them get that stuff out. But yeah.
But now on the cutting edge of physics, it's funny how more and more what they're saying, the mechanics the universe works on seem to reflect or look more and more like ancient mythologies than they do or typical sciences. Even when we first discovered how quantum mechanics works, the results clearly showed that our consciousness influences and dictates reality. And they didn't like that answer. And so to kind of move away from it, they came up with the multiverse, where they're able to say, okay, it's not really our consciousness that's affecting this outcome. It's happening both ways. There's just a whole nother universe where it happened the other way. So essentially, the whole multiverse theory was a way of covering up what they really found.
You're going into like the CERN, what they found when they opened up started doing the experiments with CERN. Actually, they've been on a 3-year hiatus and will start up CERN again, I think March of this year. So look for some strange stuff happening in the next 3 months plus, however long they're going to crank that bad boy back up, or the multiple hadron colliders throughout the world. I don't know. It's one of those conspiracy theories that I kind of find that kind of explains a lot of this crazy queer stuff that is happening in the world.
But I don't know how versed you are with like cat, experiment, or
Schroeder's,
experiment.
The Schroeder cat. Yeah.
Right. If you just kind of just touch on the basics of it, it shows that our observation affects the outcome. And again, like I said, they get around that with the multiverse, which, aside from it being made up as a way of getting around that, it also philosophically just doesn't sit well. I mean, it negates the whole point of existence. If everything that can happen does happen, and every decision we make, we do make in multiple universes, then what's the point of decision at all? What's the point of the soul? What's the point of making the right or the wrong decision? Because, hey, I made the right one in some other universe. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, I'm against it all around.
With me having a near-death experience, I can see multiple versions of me. Mm-hmm. I saw multiple versions of me from every aspect I could possibly come across or, come up with. Points where, I was a female, or I was, I had all my arms and legs, or didn't have all my arms and legs. And it was not even, there was a couple versions where I didn't even make it through birth. But
Yeah. There's many, that's potential, and you can see the potentials. It doesn't negate that. With the multiverse theory, literally, there's infinite universes with every possible decision and outcome. So it's not in the theory. It's not a potential. It is, and like I said, it negates free will. So it doesn't really sit well with me.
it's like the dark matter things they're using, and they can't really prove the dark matter exists in the world, but it fills in the blanks in mathematics. What's the mass throughout the universe?
We keep switching topics. You can look it up. It's called proper velocity. It's a revamping of Einsteinian theory, where basically they say that the faster something goes, the more mass it gains. And that's what the energy increase comes from. That's the typical model. But really, if you think about it, it doesn't make sense. If you take in time dilation and work the formulas around, and these from the point of view of the traveler, the velocity is not the same, and we always treat it as the same. So something that we say view as going 0.9997 c is actually, from its point of view, maybe going 3,000 times the speed of light. It just can't go or surpass the speed of light in relation to us. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does.
Okay, right. So if you use that and then rework what they're having a problem with these blank spots, you'll find they suddenly fill in. So really, these blank spots are they're a phenomena of misunderstanding relativity, basically.
And then you got to figure out, where did all this mass come from? What was the starting spark? I know they got that Big Bang theory. Does it work? I guess. But is any alternative theories out there that would explain how all this came in existence? Other than, this is a matrix and we're actually a computer program.
It doesn't matter. That's kind of another thing that, they start looking and they start finding that there actually is a structure to the universe where they expect to find chaos. And they start coming up with ideas like, hey, maybe we're in a computer simulation. Instead of, well, maybe the universe was created. Maybe it was designed. What we kind of already knew before science, they're starting to come back around to now. And I like the science. When it comes to the Big Bang, scientists will say, okay, we're going to explain to you the Big Bang. First, you have to give me one miracle, then I'll explain the rest. In other words, everything out of nothing. They have to have that one miracle first.
True. But then they're trying to take God out of the equation totally when it comes to science.
He can take it. We're the ones going to suffer for it. So,
I can't take God out of the equation. I've tried. I went through part of my life not trying to ignore God, but I always get hit in the head and saying, "Well, that doesn't make sense without God." But that's me from my perspective and my view of the world and how I believe and know things work. But
now, if you take a Cartesian point of view, at least at the beginning of his philosophy, I hate to use the word proof, but you can kind of disprove the possibility of anything else. That's about as close as you can come to a proof, I guess. But yeah, there really can't be the universe without a creating hand. About the farthest it can go is God, God himself, which is, where did God come from? But that's too far for us. That's above our pay grade.
Yeah, that absolutely is above our pay grade. I've contemplated that a couple of times after I've had my near-death experience. And I get to the point where I was confronted with God saying, hey, arguing with God whether to stay or go. And I was arguing to come back here. And there was a point at that point in my experience where there was something beyond what I had not experienced that I needed to go to. That's what I was arguing to keep away from, or not. I guess so. Not to experience, but to come back here and help some folks. But I don't know. I think we went all over the map in this short discussion I've had. Mark,
well, I can end it on a joke if you want.
Sure, why not?
All right, so a fella goes into a bar and is complaining to the guy next to him that his wife's always getting on him for drinking too much and calling him an alcoholic. And he goes on and does drink too much to the point where he ends up throwing up on his own shirt. He's like, oh, now she's really going to give me hell when I get home. And the guy next to him takes a $10 bill, puts it in his shirt pocket, and says, when you go home, tell your wife you just had a couple of drinks. The guy next to you threw up on you, and he gave you that $10 to get your shirt clean. He said, hey, that's genius. Thanks, man. So he goes home, opens the door. His wife immediately starts laying into him. He says, hold on. I just had a couple of drinks. Guy next to me threw up on my shirt, and he gave me $10 to get it dry cleaned. It's in my pocket to prove it. So she reached in his pocket, and she pulls out two tens, $20. She says, there's $20 in your pocket. He says, yeah, he crapped in my pants too.
All right. Yeah, there. Yeah, I like that one. That's cool. Mark,
Right, I
appreciate you calling in. Have a good one.
See ya.
All right. Well, that was an interesting conversation, no doubt about it. If you want to be a part of the show, 931-994-6917. If you have Skype, you can call from anywhere in the world. Skype is free. Well, not from anywhere in the world. I'm sure there's some communist countries that you can't use Skype. Fake. That's not a real wig on Shawn's head. Well, wig, it's not a wig that you made. How's that? It's a skull cap. Actually, I found this behind my clean laundry hamper. Or, take it out and toss it and, that kind of stuff. Why the hell not? I ain't wore that in dog's age. But there you go. If you want to be a part of the show, 931-994-6917, that little thing that's running right here across the bottom of the thing there. Call or text. You can text there and I'll be able to read it. I won't read your number off on air. I won't dox you like that. Or no, why in the hell would I do that? If you want to call in a pizza, I'll take your order, but don't hold your breath for me to get it delivered. But I'll give you buy one, pay for three deal, if that's what you want. Buy one, pay for three. That's the deal I've got for the imaginary pizza session tonight. Oh, man. There you go. Let's see. We got Sue in the house. Sue A just come in there. Wolf King, what's going on with you? Looks like Art Bell fan does some Art Bell rebroadcast on his channel, which that's fine, Danny. Nothing like listen to a little old Art Bell. Interesting shows he put out in his day, for sure. All kinds of crazy stuff, and some of the about guarantee what I just covered and kind of loosely had a conversation with Mark from Kentucky. Art covered a long time ago. So who else is in there? Neil Bowie, and then I saw earlier Laura Elizabeth. Definitely stay tuned with Laura Elizabeth's podcast. I said this earlier. I was a guest on her show, Midnight in the Mountains. Had all kinds of discussions with her about the paranormal that I've experienced from a little bit. Yeah, I didn't touch a whole lot on my near-death experience with her, which I've had a whole different lives that I've went through, seen ghosts, which with shadow creatures and stuff that has been in my house. Talked a little bit about that. A lot of crazy stuff that has happened with. I had a perm. Where the hell did you get that from? Okay, dude worm. Last time I had a perm, I was 18, 19 years old, and I had the hair down to the middle of my back. And I had a perm then, and that was one time only. And that's it. I don't know why the hell I did that. I'd have to go back and ask my 18, 19-year-old self why the hell I did that. But There you go. Yeah, you can call that number there, Wolf. Hold on just a second. Let me look this up real quick. I will give you, if you got Skype profile, this, share Skype. Copy this. Copy the clipboard. Here you go. If you got Skype, or it's free to download, free to use. You don't have to buy a subscription or anything. You can join that, and I'll link you directly to me. Just send you a link in. Just do a little wave, and I'll see it pop up on my Skype screen here. Computer. But definitely do that if you want to be a part of that. You hungry tonight, Dark Woods Pizza Boy? Yeah. Needs t-shirts that say I had pizza with Shawn G. Yeah, there you go. Shawn, we got to see a pic. What kind of pic are we talking about there? Do you want Rick James, baby? Let's see. Let me see if I can find. Well, I had a pic just a minute ago. We'll pull this old pic up that I've had. Actually, if you want to see the back ass of me, I'll show this one. How's this? This was actually taken, a screen grab off of I think it got probably got a minute worth of video on watching this thing on my damn bedroom. Let's see. Believe you me, when I saw this, I was like, what the hell is this? Sticking its head out of my bedroom doorway. And there you go. There's me over here. Fat boy in a wheelchair. And you can see I don't have a skull cap on, and that's my wig there. Permanent wig, actually. But if you go up here, what the hell is that sticking its head out of my damn bedroom door? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Other than that was one of the reasons why I started saying prayers before and after each show. Definitely one of those things. But I showed, did a short on YouTube, and I posted it on a couple other places. I did a TikTok on it. If you want to follow me over there. Actually, one of my videos that I have up on TikTok, one of the Dogman Cam videos, just broke 200,000 views. Believe it or not. Crazy. Over 200,000 views. I thought I was going crazy. Oh, hey, Jimmy, thank you for the donation there. Appreciate that. My PayPal. Thank you, Jimmy. Let's see. Dogman Watcher. What do we got here? We got West Vic actually sent me something in the mail. But Mystery Pennsylvania Canine breaks free from cage. What the hell is this? One second. Let's trade this out and take it over to this. Somebody sent me this in an email, this article right here from, Lord, what in the hell is that? The Voice, maybe? Voice News? Hold on just a second. Pennsylvania. This is from the phillyvoice.com, Dog Rescue Escape. Pennsylvania Mystery DNA results. Coyote Coy Dog. Animal went berserk and got loose from the rescue facility in Youngtown. Why the hell did I say that? Youngwood, Westmoreland County. Shelter staff is still awaiting the results of DNA tests. That's a little strange looking dog. Looks like it's got the mange, actually. But there you go. And for the folks that are in the chat there on YouTube on Chasing the Truth Shawn G, let me go ahead and pop that. Link to get into. Oh, wait a minute. I got Wendy Wilson. Well, sorry, Wendy. I didn't see you until just now. How you doing?
Can you hear me, Shawn?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know how long you've been back there, but I apologize. Let me go ahead and do this. I can see
Okay,
it.
I can't hear you, so I don't know what to press.
Well, I don't know. Should have audio. You got to go into the settings and pick what you're listening
I still
with.
can't hear anything.
Oh, he whiz. Let me see. Let me go to
Maybe-
private chat here and see if I can get a hold of her. Look on. Go to private chat. Click on your settings.
Okay, it says that
See
everyone
where-
can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's in your settings where your listening device is. Hopefully, she sees that in the settings there. But unfortunately, go ahead, Wendy. I know you can't hear me, but maybe you can go ahead and say whatever you need to say. There you go. Let me post it over here. It's in your settings. Look at where your audio is playing to at. If that helped. And we'll go with that. I don't know how long she's been back there. Let's see. And kick, edit. I can't do anything other than edit her mic settings. And that's it. I can't do how she hears me or not. But all right. Share screen. Let me go ahead and hit invite. Board. If you want to be a part of the show, like just follow where your audio is. She'll probably have to slip out, but there you go. Definitely looks mangy. Yes, indeed, it does look mangy. Who was that sent that to me? That article. Tattoo Minnow 66 is what sent that. Or Dogman Watcher sent that to me. Excuse me. I should have read that before I did anything else. But there you go. Wendy, can you hear me? Hello? Let's see. Player. She left. Hopefully she can figure it out. There is a test in the background in the settings. Once you get in using the StreamYard to test not only your audio, the microphone thing, and whatever you're using to listen to. There's two tests there that you do, and if you want to show your face or not. Let's see, what are we going to do here? Shawn, I pray before the show sometimes, hoping someone is going to call in with a similar 6-foot owl story like mine. Serious too. Yeah. I have heard of a few, not so many. I've heard a few cryptid owls during the show. John, have you seen Willie on the cams lately? Damn lady, actually, let me go back here and look and see what's going on. Yeah, Wendy, definitely look at your audio settings. You've got the microphone and the earpiece. You got to look at both of those. Looks like it's raining quite a bit up at the Valar Nightmares place, and unfortunately, 2 cameras offline. The third camera, 2-path, is not using. Use it. See if I can get this. Go right here and share with a free sharing of the. There you go. I have not seen Willie. I have not looked at Willie. Admia Thoria. She does a daily retrospective of Dogman Cams and post snippets of what she sees daily from her channel. Admia Thoria. If she's in the chat there, show your face, and I'll try to link your channel back to you so you can see that. But there you go. whatever this is the best camera. 2 out of the 4 are offline, and the third 2 path is fogged up, and you can't really see what's going on there. That Vault 1 is online, and I think Vault's going to work on this thing. The story I got from Vault earlier when I was talking to him about 2 out of the 4 cameras offline, he said that one of the Cat 7 cables had been torn into, not cut into, just like something grabbed a hold of it and just snapped it into. Markwood says he thinks there's a mad scientist creating cryptids deep underground. Oh, there's plenty around here. The Mammoth Cave system in Kentucky that stretches. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. We got Wendy Wilson. Wendy, can you hear me now? Hello? Well, there you go. Let's see.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
That's all right. Glad that you're with us. Well, how are you doing
Yeah, I can
today?
hear you,
Is all the... Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I just have like I can hear an echo.
You can hear it. Is there a you got your YouTube on in the background?
I do. So do I need to turn that off?
Yeah, turn that off.
Okay, I got it. I'm so sorry. I got it.
That's all
I
right.
have
That's
no
all
clue
right.
how to do this.
Well, I did the same exact thing the first time I touched StreamYard, so
Okay.
don't feel bad about it. It happens to everybody.
Yeah, I just want to get on and say thank you and just everyone. Um just for everything you do and all of your viewers or listeners. I think that they're great and they have I know that a lot of them have like great encounters
Oh
and
yeah.
it's kind of hard to talk about them.
Well, there's a rule of thumb that I use for every person that calls in or does exactly what you're doing right now. There's at least a dozen other people that can't, for whatever reason, can't find the courage or can't do it because of their work. Will be scoffed or mockery of them or whatever in their life. I can totally understand. I can totally agree. I can see at a point of view in my career that I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing right now. If I was still working in healthcare, I couldn't have done this. No way. Would be no way.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you if you don't mind.
Sure.
I know with your near death experience, why did you want to come back here? I know you've talked about it before, but um, if you saw God and Jesus, why would you want to come back?
I argued for 8 people. I said, I've got to help them. This was after I saw things happen in the world. God allowed me to see a lot of things. I could turn back time, fast forward time, and I saw 8 people that I either knew at that point in my existence or would know after the fact. Yeah, I could see me being in her life for whatever reason. I argued. I can't. I know I have touched 4 people so far out of the 8. I may have touched more than that, but I have not realized that yet.
Wow.
And
Okay.
the argument that God gave me was all you have to do is just wait a moment, and their life will be complete, and they'll be here and happy, and for whatever reason, the ultimate thing, the gift that God has given each and every one of us is the gift of free will. I can remember at that point where I couldn't tell you how long arguing with God to come back. I just said, nope, I got to go back. And at that point was the first time I had heard God's voice as I'm hearing you. And I felt a touch on my left shoulder and said,
Wow.
I hurt. And at that point, I was thrust out of heaven and I fell into this existence.
And maybe
The
you're
weird thing
here
was,
for us, for a lot of your listeners, to kind of, because I know me personally, I don't trust a lot of people just because I've had, you know, people hurt me. But I think with you, I've talked to you more than I've talked to anybody. And you made me feel like I can actually tell you like what's
Well,
happened to me.
I am glad that you feel that way. I try to be approachable. I can honestly tell you, I wake up in the mornings and the first thing I have to do is get a hold of a cup of coffee, or I am a bear. So, but
Well,
yeah,
you're
I appreciate it. I have enjoyed talking to you in every instance that you have been on my show as a guest, or just called in, or doing what you're doing right now. Yeah, it's a
thank you.
pleasure talking to you. I can't. I still haven't worked out the scenario in my head where I could say I would stay in that house where Wendy and her husband and her children live. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I'm inviting you if you ever decide to ever come up my way.
Uh-huh.
We have plenty of room. So if but it's actually like it's not bad. Um we have had guests and it's usually pretty quiet.
Uh-huh.
It's usually just me or like if we're in the same room, then we'll hear some kind of like little tap outside, but for the most part, it's pretty much quiet.
I have, I'm not. I can't say I do this every time that you do a live stream over on Facebook or whatever, but I have caught that you and I think a cousin of yours and maybe a sister get out on your back porch and you've seen UFOs.
That's my mom.
Oh, that's your mom? Holy
Yes.
cow! Well, she looks young, younger than what I would suspect your mother would look, but she looks younger than I would think a mother of yours would look. But there you go. I guess
That's
that's a
my mom.
compliment in some weird way, but there you are.
Mhm. Yeah, and the funny thing is, for that particular day, the evening prior, I saw these 2 lights, but I didn't think to take out my phone and, record it or anything. I saw them for, like, just a few minutes, and then the next day, my mom and dad came over, and, I was grilling, and this happened, like, in January of, like, I think it was 2020, and it was cold outside, but, I grill, like, in the winter. Um, so I was outside grilling, and then I saw the lights, and I called my mom, and I'm like, "Mom, come look," because I had told them, the day before that I had seen them, and then, I called her outside, and we're both looking at them, and we had looked at them for quite a few minutes before I actually took out my phone, and not only did she see them, but my dad also, came outside, and he was watching them, but they were really weird because it was more than one, and they would kinda pop up, and then they would go to the right. I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see. My mom was able to see better because she had her glasses on, but, she was saying that they kept going, um, to the right past the trees, and it would disappear, and then it would kind of
Mhm.
appear back again in the same spot. But, yeah, I was here with my mom and my dad.
Wow. So how do you see these UFOs often, or do they come around occasionally?
Occasionally. The first time we noticed, lights, it was actually my husband. He was, he was outside, and I don't know if I think he might have been on the deck, and it was already dark, and then he called me, and I stepped outside. I actually have a long video of it. Um, and it kept changing colors, and it was kinda, like, rotating, and it would look like it kind of exploded a little bit, and then would get back into, like, a little ball again, and that was I think it was October of 2017, and then we saw the same lights on, like, the front side of the house to the right,
Mhm.
January of 2018, And then those that I recently, that was 2020. Now, I have seen dark spots in the sky and also lighter things that I can't explain when I've taken pictures, but I haven't seen them often.
So, do you hear anything with these
No,
UFO sightings, or how
no,
about
we don't hear.
helicopters or pursuit vehicles, or any kind of aircraft along with it that you can say, "Yeah, I saw this, and this helicopter followed it."
Actually, you know what? One night we did. Okay, so we were coming home from. I think my kids had a game, like a football game, and we were coming home. It was already dark, and we're
Mhm.
sitting there in the car, and my older son was in the back seat, and he said, "What is that?" And I looked to my right, and it looked like this triangular thing was on fire. And he was like, "Is that a paper that's like on fire?" And I'm like, "No, that's too big to be a piece of paper." So we're looking at it, and it disappeared. So we thought that was odd. Um, and this was not too far. This is probably about 5 minutes away from our house. Driving distance, maybe 5 to 8 minutes. Once we got home, um, my husband and I stayed outside. Like, my sons came in the house. Him and I stayed outside, and we noticed that it looked like it was military planes
Mhm.
heading. I guess that would be north. I guess the same direction that we saw whatever it was. And it wasn't just one, it was several. And we were thinking it was weird that we saw the because normally um, we don't see. I mean, there's a helicopter that kind of flies by here. It's actually two of them that are um, unmarked and they're black. There's one that's white, but they kind of fly really low to the river. But we don't really see military kind of planes fly by.
Hmm. Okay. Have you seen any kind of military vehicles, or have military people come through your neighborhood after something like that, or something that would be a curious thing for you to, be a part of?
No, I have not. But I haven't. I mean, I haven't paid attention. I haven't seen anything like that.
Okay. Wow. So has the cryptid activity, the Bigfoot activity around your house, yeah, kind of waxed or waned or increased or anything like that?
Um, well, this morning I was walking the dog, um, and I figured I'll just because it wasn't as cold this morning here, so I figure I'll just kind of take her out for a walk. And I headed over to my cedar tree area, and I found a little footprint in the snow. And then
Okay.
I also found something weird in our cedar trees. Usually in the winter, I'm not out just because it's really, really cold. So I don't kind of notice, I don't pay attention to in the spring. And like when I'm out fall, spring, summer, I'm usually outside working. So it's almost like I pay more attention. I take pictures, but in the winter, I try to stay in. We did have, I think it was last week, where we heard, I thought it was a snowball. My husband said no, that it didn't sound. He said it sounded lighter. He said it would have been louder if it was a snowball. But we heard it hit right by our bedroom window, right below it, and it was probably around midnight. But he thinks it was like a piece of ice. It's almost like somebody threw a piece of ice at the house.
Hmm. Wow, that's interesting. So have you seen anything that can make this activity pop up a little bit more with these cryptids, like you grilling or
Yes.
some sort of game or something, or you post a lot of videos of you mowing around your property and stuff. Does that
Yes.
increase the activity?
When I'm outside. Um, Also when I grill. Um, I grill a lot, more in the spring and summer. I usually grill, um, like maybe 5 days a week. Um, so I think that kind of maybe it's the smell. I know that when I grill, um, I take pictures and I catch faces. Also, which is this is the weirdest thing because I know that my husband says, because I like to use a lot of scented, like I make my own soaps and stuff, and I like to use a lot of scented lotions. I kind of like to smell good, and my husband's like, "Oh no, they're not gonna like that kind of scent." But the funny thing is, I feel like after I take a shower, if I go outside, I get more activity if I'm standing on my deck. Like I capture more faces. Like after I'm all cleaned up.
Hmm.
And I guess normally you would think that maybe that wouldn't happen just because it's a different scent. Also, if I'm singing, I sing a lot. Not that I have a voice for singing or anything. It makes me feel better if I'm working in the garden or, you know, I have my headset on and I sing, and that kind of captures their attention.
That's interesting. Let's see. Has any kind of problems popped up from these things? Have they been aggressive or have they been destructive?
No, they're actually not aggressive. Um, they have the only thing that they have been kind of we have in our wood line, my husband kind of has like these um rocks. They kind of look he wanted to build like a little wall kind of. It's like on two sides. So it's like an entrance into our wood line. They don't like those for some reason. At least one side. Um We came home this is probably like 2016. We came home from, I think, picking up my sons from football practice, and he was walking around, taking the dog out, and it was getting dark, so he had his flashlight, and then he called me and he said, "Come look at this." It actually looked like it almost looked like they were kinda Legos where, you would build a wall with blocks and somebody just kinda walked through the blocks and knocked them over through, like, a path, and, he was like, he was thinking that a person had done it, but I'm thinking, I don't think anybody would come on our property and do that." So he placed them back up, and then they keep getting knocked over. So and it's just the one side. So that's the only thing that kinda gets out of place.
Have you ever done any like gifting, like leave pieces of food or toys or anything out there for them, or have they took a lot of interest? I know there's a jungle gym out there that they like to
Yes,
be
they
around.
for some reason, they like that jungle gym. They hide in that area. I actually do not feed them. I heard all the, stories about people feeding them and then they stop and they get really aggressive. So I don't feed them. Now, I do have a garden and I do have a lot of wild raspberries growing. So they probably help themselves. I don't notice anything missing out of the garden. I have found footprints in the garden and bones in the garden. Um, but I haven't seen anything missing out of the garden. But in the beginning, this is back in 2016, I did, and maybe I made a mistake. Um, my husband didn't believe me that they were here. So I was thinking, well, if I get evidence And at the time, I was finding like tiny little footprints. And um, I also found like, okay, so if you kind of lay a baby, lay a baby like on the floor, like a human baby, you know,
Mhm.
you kind of have the outline. Like I found like an outline of a small childlike figure, like on the grass. I kept finding that, and I'm thinking, is there a baby? So I actually knitted a little teddy bear, and I put it. I have like rocks in the cedar trees, so I actually put the teddy bear there, and I put a Lego car because I figured, okay, maybe I can get fingerprints or I can get it, any kind of little footprints. I actually had I put the teddy bear on the rocks and I made a mark where I placed it. The next morning, I walked outside and I went to check, and the teddy bear was moved, and it looked like it was played with because it almost looked like it was dragged on the ground because it was dirty on one side, and there was like a little butt print on the ground. So that's about the only thing.
You think it was set down to play with these toys?
Yes, it didn't like the car because the car was never moved. It's still there till this day. But the teddy bear, that one has been moved.
Uh, Bonita remarked the toy horse she found was fascinating.
Yes. Um, I have no idea where that came from. My kids are older, and we have my nephews come over to visit, but it, like it hardly happened. Like we don't see them that often. And then I have step grandkids that come over, but they don't come over that often either. And they wouldn't like I don't know where that little horse came from. And it was left on a day that I have a hard time. Not anymore. I'm okay. I feel like I'm okay now. But I have a I was attacked back in February 11th of 2007, and I was actually hit in the head with a crowbar. I shouldn't be alive. Like I walked away with cuts and bruises, but it was very traumatic. Um, so I always have a hard time with that day. And in the past, my husband always says, let's go do something, or go walk the property, or you know, go do your crafts, and get your mind off of things. Um, that morning when I found it, uh, it I was okay. I mean, I was sad just because it was very traumatic, and who did it just kind of, was very horrific for me. But um, he was out working in the morning. I don't even know what he was doing. And I figured, you know what? I'm just going to walk outside. I'm going to go look for footprints. I'm going to keep my mind, occupied. And I walk outside and I'm looking because right where that was found, I always find footprints there. So I figured I'm going to go check. And that little toy horse was not there before. And when I saw it, I'm thinking, what is this? And I called my husband over, and he thought it was odd. And he said, what if they left it here for you? They knew um, that you have issues, with this particular day. And what if maybe that's why it was left here? So um, I picked it up and I looked at it, and I put it actually on a rock we have there, and I left it out there. Um, I've also had uh, a branch. It almost looks like a vine that was kind of it looks like a sun kind of. Half of it is got like branches sticking out to where it looks like a sun, and it was actually left at my eye level. Like when I mow, like I would have hit it like right in, with my face. Like I saw it like once I got close to it. Um, but I had mowed the previous week and it wasn't there. And it was just like perfect to where, like, right at my head level. And I don't know where that came from. Like, it wasn't there before.
Well, here comes a question. So, do you think they have psychic abilities, or uh, that they communicate, or at least take glean something from you?
Um, I think they probably do.
Okay.
Um, just because I've had things. One year, I might have been 2017 or 2018, Mother's Day. My husband said, "Hey, did you check the front of our property? Did you see what's left there?" And I'm like, "No." And he was actually the one that found it. It was this huge, like, it was. I had my son actually stand. My son is about 6'2", and I had him stand next to this branch, and it was a little tall. It was about maybe about the size of my son. The top of it was just a little bit bare, just a little bit taller, but it was sunken in the front of the house, and it was sunken like I took it out actually, and I measured. It was 3 inches into the ground, and how it was pushed in there. It was pushed so hard that the bark of it came off. Like it kind of got pulled off, and it was like 3 inches, and it was like a bigger branch. So I'm thinking, how did this get here? The branch didn't come from the trees that we have there. It didn't look like the same um, bark that the trees we have in the front. It didn't look like it came from there. So even if it would have fallen and then just hit the ground, it would have hit like really hard to where it went 3 inches and it peeled like the bark 3 inches.
Hmm. Let's see. Actually, there's somebody's asking about fairies or something. Have you ever seen a fairy or believe in fairies around your property?
I haven't seen one. I do believe, um, I mean, if these things are out there, like Bigfoot, Dogman, I don't, who knows what else is out there. I do believe that they do exist. I just have not seen one.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. So you have seen multiple, probably read or seen some videos about these Bigfoot creating signs with bending sticks or breaking limbs or
Yes,
creating these teepee structures. Have you found stuff like that in your
yeah,
property?
yes. When we first moved here, there were some weird looking um things, and I was told I actually had an investigator come over to my house, and it was him and a friend. They came over to look, and they told me that they believed that I had a lookout post or a lookout area, because he said, "Look at this." He said that the vines were weaved in, and they were different, like different vines, and they were weaved in together, and it was basically between my property, and at the time it was an empty lot next door to me. So he believed that they hid there and they probably watched us from there. They found footprints. I also found in our wood line, there's this thing that they do because I saw it in our woods, and it's also as you come into our neighborhood, it's the same thing. It's basically a tree that looks like a Y, like it's pretty much it's thick on the trunk, and then it splits into two bigger branches, and then it looks like there's another branch that kind of looks like a fork, like it looks like another Y. In the Y part, it it's basically hitting the ground. And that is almost like at the entrance in the woods, coming into my neighborhood, and it was on my property. My husband just cleared it out. Um, I also had a suspended branch. It was like thick branch, and it was suspended from like vines in our wood line. I've also have found a tree bend, and that actually it wasn't there before, and then it just appeared, and it looked like it was a smaller branch that was bent with, and it almost looked like it was kind of tied with other vines to hold it down. Um, I have found sticks that are kind of inter, like they're kind of weaved, and they're placed in certain areas here on our property. There's also, I believe, there's structures by the river, and there's an X in the wood line coming into our neighborhood.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting. Are you still there? Your audio just
Yes.
kind of quit. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I'm here.
You got really quiet, and I was like, "Oh, did our audio go out?"
Sorry.
Uh, oh, that's all right. That's all right. It's just part of doing a live stream. You never know what's going to happen. But have you noticed that if obviously in the day and age that we live in, there's always some sort of crazy stuff going on around us. If there's something that's nefarious or some kind of weird negative stuff that's happening with people in your neighborhood, I don't know if you have a high crime area or something, altercation happens. Do these things react to it?
Um, I actually live in a very good and quiet neighborhood.
Good.
Like a lot of people say that have come in visiting, they don't know that this is back here. We did have a fire. A house kind of went up in flames a few years ago, and I was actually sleeping. My husband was getting ready to I think he was in his office. It wasn't time for me because usually I get up and fix his lunch and everything, but um he was just kind of working in his office, and I kept hearing this basketball hit the ground, and I'm thinking, who's like bouncing a basketball? So I got up, and I could see red like through the, I guess, the blinds. And I'm thinking, I looked outside, and I mean, there was a fire. So I run downstairs, and I tell my husband, and we both run outside, and we were getting worried because we were thinking, if the wind changes, then it could kind of catch trees on fire and it can get to our house. Um, that's about the only time that I heard like a basketball. So I don't know if they were warning saying, "Hey, get up. Hey, something's going on. Hey." Um, but that's about the only unusual thing.
Hmm. That's interesting. Apparently, somebody texted me wanting to know, "Are you okay? You're not present." I was like, apparently somebody is mistaking me for somebody else. I don't know what the heck's going on with that, but I appreciate it. Appreciate it, whoever sent that, if they meant that for me. But there you go. Well, Wendy, I think I've been on this thing for what, two
Oh
hours
yeah,
and
it's almost 11.
yeah, it's getting a little late.
Yep.
I know Vault is about ready. He's going to crack his stuff open and do a live stream here in a little bit. And I plan on trying to jump over there here in a little bit. But holy cow! I'm sorry to hear that you got hit over the head with whatever it was, a crowbar or whatever that was. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad I got to get to know you a little bit, and it's
Thank
fantastic
you.
that you come on.
Yeah, thank you. God saved me with that one. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be alive, but God
Oh,
saved
yeah,
me.
absolutely, absolutely. I believe miracles happen every day, every day.
Amen.
But Wendy, I appreciate you coming on. I really
Thank you,
do.
Shawn.
I look forward. I would love to have you on as another guest in the future if you
Yeah,
feel
let
like
me know when, and I'm here.
okay, that's fine, fantastic. Who knows? I may. Well, I don't know if Tina, my co-host on the new show I'm about ready to start up Friday, is interested in Bigfoot, but I think she's from the South. She should be interested in a little bit. But she's got some interesting twists. But who knows? We might ask you to come on there.
Yeah, let me know, and I'll be here.
All right. Well, thank you, Wendy, for popping in.
Thank you, Shawn. You have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, I believe whoever the hell just sent this just wound up finding I am going to block. So whoever you are, you've been blocked. I appreciate it. Appreciate you sending whatever you tried to send just now. Whoever that was is not present, but you have been blocked. There you go. Lord have mercy. What is up with these people? They can't be happy. You know, we're all human. That's about it. That's all I can tell you. But folks, I appreciate you being on for the last 2 hours, I guess, give or take. Don't know. But holy cow. Always some crazy stuff going on in here. But if you if you want hot pocket type stuff, you can send it to me, and probably will get blocked just like that last hot pocket just happened. But here's my thing with hot pockets. Fuck all y'all. But anyway, there you go. Let's see. Come back next time you do a show. Well, Wolf King, I appreciate you popping by. Hopefully you heard something that you liked. Definitely subscribe to my channel over on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook or over on Twitter. I've been doing live simulcast over there tonight, and I've been doing that for the last couple months, or not couple months, couple weeks, doing simulcast. When I figured out, hey, let's try this out, see how this happens. And not a lot of people shows up there, but you never know, might grow on and say, hey, we need to pop over there and watch this guy. But there you go. Pizza Man is good. Yes, it is. Darkwoods pizza is good. Actually, I cooked a homemade pizza last night. So that being said, appreciate each and every one of you. And as usual, every time I do a live show, and if you want me to tell you why I do this, is because the subject matters that I talk about here attract the supernatural paranormal to me. And I honestly, I pray for protection for not only my home, my life, my family, friends, and the folks that listen to this and participate in this show before and after. I appreciate it. But folks, here we go. Alrighty, dear God in heaven, thank you for today. Thank you for everything that you have granted and blessed me with, blessed my show with, blessed the listeners with. Dear God, please bless each and every one of us. Bless those folks that are in need of healing, in need of comfort, those that are sick in body, spirit, or mind. Please, God, send your angels of healing and protection and comfort to them. Keep them safe from everything evil, demonic, satanic, extraterrestrial, interdimensional, extra-dimensional, out for the run of the souls of man. I plead the blood of Jesus Christ on everything and everyone that cares to hear. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Folks, I appreciate it. Holy cow. Look at that. We got 60. I think we hit high 70s over on YouTube. I don't know how many people listen to on the Paranormal Radio, but I'll go look and see what's going on with that. But Yeah, there you go. And interesting, to say the least. Appreciate you. God bless each and every one of you. Marquita, hey, just saw you just pop in there. Curtis, what's up? Let's see, who else have I not said hello to? Sue, Michelle, I think I talked to you earlier. Doctor Who, Keith, I've already talked to. Let's see, anybody else that I haven't? Jennifer, hey, Jennifer, I don't think I said hello to you. Thank you for popping by. Just curious. Anybody that I have not said hello, and thank you for being part of the show. Let's see, who else? Let's see, Dogman Watcher. Appreciate that that tip, the donation to the show. You are, thank you, thank you, thank you. You don't know, it just it's a blessing. Thank you, thank you. Let's see who else. Barry Browning was in the house, and of course Wolf King, buddy. I hope that you come back by. Next show Friday, and then Saturday night I do a Saturday night live stream over on Dark Waters channel on YouTube and Fringe.fm. So there you go. Anybody else? Bass and Truth I saw earlier. Lord Bass, I don't know. It's almost like a love-hate relationship looking at you and watching your videos. Every time I see one of your videos I'm cooking, I always like, well, hell, there's another thing I've got to try out. Lord, Lord, Lord. But appreciate you. Dark Woods, God bless y'all. But folks, keep it straight out there between the mayonnaise and mustard, as Chase the trucker says. Kind of borrowed that from him. But there you go. God bless you. Red, appreciate you. God bless you in a little bit. Wow. Who else? I think it's about all. If I have missed anybody that was in that list of people that was participating in chat, please forgive me. But I appreciate and love each one of you. Be careful out there. All kinds of crazy stuff out there, but there's all greater good out there that a lot of people are trying to do for each other. Don't believe the mainstream media saying we're against each other or at each other's throats for trivial things. Holy cow. Half thick skin, which I think a lot of us do, is ones that sit there and cry about it. Get the whatever. Get the attention. I grew up under the edict of sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never harm me. I don't know where that left out with this current mentality that they're trying to pass off as what the United States and the world goes through. I just don't understand. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. It's amazing. But definitely, if you want to reach out to me, Shawn G at IamDarkWaters.com, 931-994-6917 is a number that you can reach out, the show number. You can actually call that number, and I usually answer it unless it's in the middle of the night or I'm doing something else, but appreciate you. Go to dogmancams.com, subscribe over there, and there is a reason to get over there because the short little preview that I showed you, they're ever expanding with those Dogman cams. And having a lot of eyes on these Dogman cams 24/7 winds up finding a lot of people saying, well, I found this. Well, if enough eyes see something going on those cameras, you can't pass that by. Holly, what's up? What is the cutoff time? What are you talking about there? I'm about ready to sign off, Holly. But go over to the Vol Nightmares. He's going to be live over on his YouTube channel later on today. But anyway, there we go. Mark sent me something in email, the fellow that called in earlier about lucid dreaming, to text me. You can text me anytime. I may or may not respond. You got to remember, on Skype, it cost me to text you, but not you to text me. So if I find something interesting, I may give you a call and say, "Hey, what are you talking about?" So yeah, if you want to do it that way, feel free to text me anytime. I may respond to you via text, or if it's interesting enough, I may give you a call. 931-994-6917. Usually I turn everything off at a certain time, but or the alerts anyway. But there you go. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from trying to contact me if you want to. But yeah, meet me over on the Vaults channel later tonight. There you go. No, Holly, you can text me anytime. It don't cost a penny for you guys to text me. Whatever it costs you to text anybody in your plan is what it costs to text. It just costs me a little extra text back, but I can call you for free the plan I've got. So anyway, there you go. In the club. Well, anyway, I believe Generation Z. That's an interesting name. So there you go. When is it too late to call? You can call anytime. I may not answer it if it's in the middle of the night and I'm asleep. But my hours of sleeping is actually a little bit weird. Sometimes I get the normal hours of sleep and sleep about noon or midnight to whenever. And sometimes I don't go to sleep till the sun rises. But that's it. Folks, I appreciate you. See you this Friday on this bat channel. Same bat channel, same bat time Friday. And a new show will be popped up. And it's called Southern Supernatural. My co-host, Tina Bryce, a psychic. And actually, I think she's a Reiki master as well, along with she's helped with exorcisms in the past. She's got a lot of interesting people, or a lot of interesting views on the world and the paranormal. So anyway, I think I rambled on enough, but definitely be blessed. Be safe out there, and I'll see you Friday. See, not actually if you're over on the Vaults channel. So there you go. I'm out of here.